Good morning, students. We have completed our Unit 1 in the last class. I would like to request from all of you that please check the syllabus. Uh, you should study about the course outcomes which is mentioned on Moodle. You should check the syllabus and you should also check the content what I have taught. That is there anything which is left or missing, then you should inform to your class teacher. So in my sense, I have covered all the topic related to Unit 1, and from today we have to start about Unit 2. So let's discuss about Unit 2, what is new inside the Unit 2 and what we need to discuss. So let's start the new unit with the new topic, inheritance. So I believe this is not new. You must aware about inheritance and you must have studied inheritance in C++ also. So what is the meaning of inheritance? So when a class is going to acquire the property of some another class is known as inheritance. Now, uh, actually, if you will discuss these broad things, I'm not going to say it in terms of C++. So whatever you have studied in C++ was perfectly okay. But actually, what is inheritance? I want to say, because theoretically you know the class from which we are acquiring the property is known as superclass. The class which acquires the properties is known as subclass. Uh, Superclass is also known as parent class, or subclass is also known as child class. So theoretically you all know about these all things. Actually, what is the purpose of inheritance? The major purpose of inheritance is not only to acquire the property of a class into another class. Then what is the actual purpose? And the actual purpose is what we want to modify. Please listen carefully. We want the existing feature to modify. How to modify? We can inherit and we can modify. So inheritance means just not to acquire the property. Inheritance means you are acquiring as well as you are modifying. So this is a point which definitely I have seen in many interview questions, that is written that inheritance means what? Acquiring and modifying. So the actual thing is what? Acquiring as well as modifying. Let's suppose your grandfather has built a home. Now your father is definitely acquiring that home, but not acquiring at the time of requirement. He is renovating your home also. So once you acquire the things, you have the facility, you have the power that you can not only acquire, you can also renovate the things as per the requirement. That renovation term I am using, this is nothing but a overriding. So many people ask what is function overriding. Definitely at the time of study of function overriding, I'll tell you function overriding is nothing but you are inheriting as well as you are modifying the existing feature. So that is the purpose of inheritance. So you are going to acquire, you are going to modify it, you are going to renovate it, you are going to give some additional features with existing feature also. These all are the reason we use inheritance. So yes, why and when to use inheritance, very basic things that you know that let's suppose there is a class bus, there is a class car, there is a class truck, and all the classes has three methods: fuel, amount, capacity, and apply brake. And you need to create these three classes. So these three methods you have to define separately in every class. You are if you will think, you will find that a lot of time and memory is going to waste. What could be the solution? The solution is inheritance. So if you are inheriting, look here, I have created a class vehicle, and inside the class vehicle I have defined all the three methods: fuel, amount, capacity, and apply brakes. And then I have inherited the class vehicle property into class bus, class car, and class truck. If I'm discussing about the type of inheritance, I'm not saying about the Java type of inheritance that you all know: single, multiple, hierarchical, multi-level, and hybrid. There are five kind of inheritance we use anywhere in object-oriented concept. So let's discuss one by one everything. Single inheritance, that you all know that when a class acquires the property of a one class at a time, that is known as single inheritance. So in the given figure you are looking, there is one base class, there is one derived class. That is example of single inheritance. What about multiple inheritance? As its name suggests, multiple. So if there are more than one base classes and the property of more than one base classes is acquired by a class, is known as multiple inheritance. What about hierarchical? You may reverse the multiple inheritance. So in multiple inheritance, what was happening? More than one base class and the property of a class is more than one class is acquired by a single class. In hierarchical inheritance, the property of a single class is acquired by more than one class is known as hierarchical inheritance. What about multi-level? When the property of a derived class is acquired by some another class. So as its name suggests, multi-level, grandfather, father, then child, then subchild, and then subchild. That is multi-level. So when the property of a derived class is acquired by some another class is known as multi-level inheritance. And what about hybrid? When you are going to combine two or more kind of inheritance to solve a single problem which exists in real life, that is known as hybrid inheritance, and you need to take care that you can combine any two kind of inheritance. So if you are combining any two kind of inheritance, that will be hybrid. Now that is a kind of inheritance. I have not taken too much time to explain the types of inheritance by assuming that you all are aware about all the kinds in C++ also. You must have studied these all kind of inheritance in C++ also. Now, what about Java? The most important point that you need to take care, Java does not support multiple inheritance. The question arises, why Java does not support multiple inheritance? Please remember C++. You must have remembered that in C++, ambiguity problem arised. Multiple path problem arised, and you have used virtual base class concept over there. So if anybody is has forget this concept, please recall it. Go in C++, check what is the multiple path problem, what is virtual base class, why you were using it, what is ambiguity problem. So these all problems you will think that get arise due to multiple inheritance. Means in Java, a class cannot inherit the property of more than one class at a time. In any case, it is not possible in Java. In Java programming language, a class can acquire only one class at a time. This cannot acquire more than one class at a time. So if you want to acquire more than one class at a time, this is not possible in Java. You can do it one by one. Now the question arises, how to inherit in Java? So there is a keyword used, extends. So there is a mistake in the slide. Extends will come in complete small. E should not be capital. So first character, it has been taken as a capital at the time of typing. I missed it. I would like to request. So in the syntax, you can see I have used extends keyword. So extends keyword is used for inheritance in Java. And you need to take care that a class cannot inherit two classes at a time. So there is a class person, there is a class maths teacher. Maths teacher is acquiring the property of person, and here I have used extends keyword. Now when you are extending a class, what is going to happen? All the feature of a class is going to inherit into the child class. So by default, if I am saying about a class, by default the access specifier in Java is default. So whenever you are inheriting the feature of a class into another class, all the properties and functionality of that class is going to be inherited. Now, how to control it? Definitely, for controlling access specifier is used. So by default, access specifier used in Java is default. So how to control that, what I need to inherit and what I need not to inherit? For this, we need to discuss about how many type of access specifiers supported by Java, and what is their visibility mode, where I can access it. So definitely you must have studied about public and private. One I have already told you, default. Public protected is one more. So there are 4-5 access specifier is used inside Java. So in the very next session, we'll discuss about the access specifier and visibility mode, that what I can inherit, what I cannot. So till now, if you are not using any kind of access specifier, that means all the properties of Java which is defined inside the class is going to be inherited. Now in the given code snippet, if you are going to create the object of maths teacher, you can access the properties and functionality mentioned in person class also, because the class person properties and functionality is already been inherited in maths teacher. I am telling you that forget about access specifier right now. Create an example of single inheritance. Multiple does not supported by Java. So you can create an example of hierarchical inheritance, hybrid inheritance, multi-level inheritance, and that doesn't require any additional things. The rest everything is remain same. So just create a class, acquire the property in another class, do the practice whatever you can, and basic syntax should must be clear, so you will find the confidence about new concepts of inheritance. We'll wait till next session. So in the next session I'll discuss about rest of the things. So thank you very much for today. Thank you.